Greetings to each of you, and welcome to The Shakedown, a podcast about corrections, by corrections, and for corrections. I am your host, Aaron Dawson. Good to be with you for yet another week, another episode. Hope that you are enjoying the season that we're currently moving through as much as we enjoy getting this information out there to you. Keep in mind, you always want to stay up with what's going on as far as training. You can go to NIJO's website, jailtraining.org. You can check out, there's a tab there on trainings, and you can check out and see any trainings that might be going on in your area. If nothing else, if there's not any live trainings going on in your area, there is certainly Dakota that you can jump on if you're not experienced, have any dealings with Dakota. Awesome platform for you to be able to get some training and it not have to be live in a classroom. You can be anywhere and get this training and get your certification through NIJO. As we've been working through this season, I want to kind of keep you informed in what's going on around the country as it deals with corrections and some of the headlines that are coming through, things that are happening around the country that you and I can take notice of, take stock of, maybe learn from, maybe just some information that we can would be important for us to make note of. And as I was looking through the recent headlines, there was a few that jumped out at me and I thought were definitely interesting. I read there was one article. The article is Why New York is Struggling to Recruit Corrections Officers. And they were dealing with the issue of they had fewer number of inmates, and so they were closing some of the facilities because they didn't need some of them. This is the Department of Corrections. And they were hoping that the staff from those facilities they closed down would fill in the gaps of the facilities that were still running short-staffed. And that really wasn't meeting the demand, and so they were still trying to figure out how to get more officers in, how to get better staffed. And as I've heard and talked to people around the country, I know that is the case. Whether you're a municipal facility, whether you're a county facility, or whether you're a state or a federal facility, that is always a challenge. Two things that I noticed in this article I thought was very interesting that they did. One, of course, dealt with the pay scale, increasing pay scale, and so I know many of you that may not be something that you have anything to do with and can do with, but the other was looking at the age requirements for people to be able to apply. And I've heard that there have been a lot of agencies that have done that, have either adjusted either on the low end or the high end. In the Department of Corrections here in this article in New York, they raised the maximum age that someone could be to apply. And if you have an age bracket in your applicants, that may be something you can look at. And I've heard of other agencies that looked at the potential of lowering. I know the agency that I worked in, they had an age of 21. You had to be 21, and they lowered it to 18 to give a wider number of people the opportunity to apply. So definitely something to consider. Another article that came across was dealing with a use of force incident in a facility in which you had an inmate that would not go to his cell when two officers came to approach him to return him to his cell. He claimed that he was suicidal, so they restrained him or detained him and were on their way to medical to have him processed. And apparently something transpired on the way to medical, and when they made it to medical, the inmate began to resist some. I remember, keep in mind, this inmate is cuffed, and one of the officers involved began to try to control that inmate, and he did it in such a way that, specifically from the video, the force looked excessive. And as I read this article, I could think back of numerous times where whether I or a fellow coworker were involved in a situation in which, right there on the scene, right there looking at it, there was no hint that excessive force was used. But when you review video footage, that it didn't look good from the video footage. And so keeping in mind that there are more than one perspective to look at. And so if there's a situation where the video is reviewed and it doesn't look good, I need to make sure that my documentation is solid. A third article that came through, I thought this was interesting, is that the Department of Corrections in South Carolina, that they are beginning an effort to crack down on contraband, the introduction of contraband in their Department of Correction, their state facilities. And in the process of this investigation, in the process of digging into this, this article says that they have charged 12 different people in this crackdown on the introduction of contraband. And those people that are charged include medical staff, they include line officers, floor officers, it includes supervisors, and they are going after the commissioner, the head of the Department of Corrections, has made the statement: this is unacceptable, it's dangerous, and if you're introducing contraband, we are coming after you. So I'd say hats off to the Department of Corrections of South Carolina for taking care of business and making their jails safe. The last article that I want to bring to your attention, it just jumped out and grabbed me, and the title of the article is the Massachusetts prison guard who was knocked unconscious shares his scary story. And the story goes on that this corrections officer, he was responding to a report of a unresponsive inmate in their cell, and so he came into the cell to see what was going on. Yes, indeed, the inmate was unresponsive, and as he's trying to get this inmate to come to, he's trying to get him to wake up, he notices that there's something obviously in the inmate's sock. And so he takes that object out, and he said it was just a piece of paper folded up. And so when he opened up the piece of paper, it was obviously the substance inside. He said it was white and powdery. It was obviously some sort of foreign substance. And so he immediately closed it back up. Well, he and another officer went back to, they're still trying to get this inmate to revive. And he said, immediately he began to feel weak. He said he recalled saying to his partner, "I don't have my legs," as he began to feel numb, and he eventually went unconscious. They rushed him to the hospital and treated him. He is still in the recovery process, so our thoughts and prayers go out to him. But it reminded me of how quickly things can go from I'm trying to help this inmate, this unresponsive inmate, to now my life is in jeopardy and I am incapacitated and unable to help in this situation. Whether that happened to a partner of mine or whether that happens to me, how quickly those things can change and how we've got to be so careful. Well, guys, you can find these articles online if that interests you or piques your curiosity. You can check them out. You can just search them and see some more of the details. I hope that if nothing else, it just sparks your curiosity to do a little digging into the field even further. I appreciate you guys being with us on this episode. As always, please go to theshakedown.org, point other people to it, talk to people about it, share links for different episodes that you've enjoyed. Go to YouTube and go to the Shakedown podcast. The episodes that you really like, that really resonate with you. Like I said, share links to those people that you think would enjoy them. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, put something in the comments. Let us know what you think about it. And we appreciate any and all support that you can give. Well, guys, I enjoyed the opportunity to be with you. As always, look forward to the next time. But in the meantime, stay sharp, stay safe, stay vigilant. Godspeed.